Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the Aftermarket.
Welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I'm your host, Dawn, aka J&J Video Reacts. Nick, you were jamming out, huh? Man, I just want to say you're doing a phenomenal job on the videos, and I love starting the show with those. I think they are so informative, so vibrant. I think they look really, really good, and they give all the necessary information that we need to be better traders. So thank you for all the work that you do, my friend. They're amazingly awesome. Much respect. Shout out to everybody down in the chat. This is a stream that's been created for you traders to just basically come out and hang out after the market. And, if you want to get your train on and talk about shop, shoot the shit, that's what we do. If you want to talk about other things, that's fine, as long as, it's not, risque or nothing like that. It's a hangout for traders to come after a long day of trading. Trading can be stressful, and we need a place where we can talk shop with each other, that to other people that understand what the hell we're talking about. So, welcome to American Dream Trading, right? If you're not a member, make sure you click the link that is down in the live chat. It is AmericanDreamTrading.com. That is where you will go to sign up with your members to get your membership. I was gonna try to load that video in, and I ended up making myself a little bit behind the eight ball trying to do that. And then I figured, you know what? I'll just steal it from Mark McSee. I'll just share the screen with him playing the video. But Coach has an amazing video Chad made for us where he talks about all of our memberships. And if you guys are not signed up, this is the place where you will go and find that. So I'm going to try to go ahead and share that. And that way you guys can get that in there. All right, so let's see. Where'd you put it, Mark? No, I don't think that's it. Hold on one quick second here. He's so awesome. There we go. .com. Oh, wow. Okay. So you guys aren't hearing that then. Damn. What is going on with that? So you guys aren't hearing that video at all? What the hell is going on with that? Wonder why that's happening. Like, I'm sharing the screen. I gotta get my Chrome back, man. I've got to get my Chrome back because Chrome has a little thing where it says share sound, but this doesn't give me the option to do that. I just figured that it was automatically sharing the sound. But I thought Restream was glitching yesterday. So, all right, I apologize, gang. So, okay, so what I wanted to do today was I wanted to do something called Find the Setup. We have such good master classes in the morning about how to look for the setup with the indicators and making sure that we're having proper entries, right? Speaking of which, okay. I had somebody in the backstage with me. Chels, you can come on up if you want to. Anybody that wants to come up. This is actually really cool. I need some panel participants tonight because I want you guys to play Find the Setup or identify the setup or where you would get in. You know, all I want you to do is pick the candle and tell me where you would get in, or better yet, identify where you see the setup. I'll just go ahead and put a couple charts up and you can identify where the setup is. Those of you that are normally in the pre-market, you know what setup we're talking about. We're talking about the one with the indicators where they're stacked and separated. And if you can identify those, fantastic. If nobody comes up here, I will go ahead and identify them. But finding setups is how we are making money at ADT. We are finding our entries with making sure that we have our support and resistance lines charted out, but more importantly, that everything is as it should be on the screen before we get in the trade. It's so important to know how to trade, but you have to also have patience and discipline to wait until the trade speaks to you, right? So if you know how to trade, great. Part of knowing how to trade is waiting for the proper setup and knowing how to identify that setup when you see it. Last year I used to hear, she said that a lot. I would hear Coach say it quite a bit. David, it's like, wait for the setup, wait for the setup. And I'm like, what's the setup? Like, what setup? So all right, so we got Pebbles coming in. So it's like, what setup, right? And now we know. Hey, Pebbles, how you doing, bud? Hello.
All right. Sparky
How are
wanted
you?
to say hi.
Huh?
Sparky wanted to say hi. So,
Hey, Sparky. What's going on, buddy? How is old Spark doing
you got a
today?
good read here.
Huh?
Glad. Glad and sad.
What'd you do? Did you have a green day?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got glad. Did you just say you got glad to sad?
Yes. Right here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's actually a good read. I was real surprised.
Why were you surprised? My wife is a fantastic author. I'm
I
glad
guess
you
so.
like it. I like it. I'm glad you like it, Pebbles. That's what we keep to. Papa Dot was saying the same thing. You've now said it, guys. I'm telling you, it's a good book. She can write her ass off, and I had her reading it to me over the weekend, right? And I couldn't stop listening to it because it's inspiring. And we talk about a lot of the stuff in that book a lot. So why do you think I'm always pushing you guys to use your minds with this trading thing? You've got to focus on mind training and getting yourself disciplined. One way to get it, though, is to use the proper setups. Don't get in a trade until you identify them. So let's pull up a chart. Let me see. Let me get Weeble. At least we don't have to worry about sound with this Pebbles, right? I don't know what the heck is going on with the sound with my share screen, but we're gonna get that fixed. All right, there's my Weeble. Now let me share that. And we'll just go through the stocks that we normally go through in the morning. Do you have one in particular you want to go over, Pebbles? Do you like one like Apple or anything, or?
Well, I did the Apple one this morning, a put. I thought I would try one, and
Uh-huh.
and I went to sell it, and I had so much problems with my Thinkorswim platform. I couldn't buy anything. I couldn't sell anything, and so I I finally got out of it. But instead of getting out of the profit, I got out of it at a loss. But it was paper trade, so. But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the,
you
the
can look at.
setup was right. I mean, I waited. I didn't get in until um, I guess I got in about 9 o'clock, 8:58.
Okay,
The
so and
time.
you got an Apple or AAPU?
No, I did Apple, and I just did one put.
All right. So and you got in what time?
8:58.
Okay, so you got a share.
One share. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's look at 858. All right, right there we're on 957. So let's go back here a little bit. Uh, 903, 901, 859, 858. Okay. So that would be right in this region here. And you bought a share. So you didn't short it. So you were looking to go to the upside. So let me ask you a question. Um,
No, it was a put.
oh, it was
It was a
you
put. I had the options up there.
not at 8:58 in the morning.
It'd be 9:58. I'm
Oh,
in
you said
Wisconsin.
8.
Well,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
know, but it's a time thing.
you gotta give me that Eastern time, bro. All right, hold on. Let me find it. 958. Well, at least I will say this too. All right, here we are, right here. You waited till pretty much 10 o'clock to trade, which is always a good thing.
Yeah,
Okay, so right here is where you bought your put. And were you on the
yeah.
2 minute or the 1 minute?
I was on the 2 minute,
Okay.
and
Okay,
I got in. I
okay.
thought, you know, I think it was EWO was -1 at the time, or no, -3.
Okay, so all right, so 958. Okay, so right here is where you got in. Right? Does that look about right?
Yep, I guess so. Yeah, and I think it might have been that one there that you're on.
Yeah, it's this one.
'Cause it was a third.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay. And here's the situation. I like your entry because if you guys take a look at this, why would this be considered a good setup? Well, if you look at it, he's got the 9, which is leading the way, already separated from the 21, which is also from the 55, and they're under VWAP. So that actually is a really, really good setup because VWAP's up here. Here's your 55. Here's the 21, and here is yeah, man, that's a good setup.
Space.
That's a good
Yeah, I
setup.
won't. I don't want to enter it if there's no space, between the 9 and the. There's got to be a little air there in between.
Exactly. He waited until it pulled. He didn't get it on the 9. He waited until it pulled away significantly from the 9, and these were all good. These were setups. That's a good entry. That's a really good entry. When did you get out?
Uh, let's see
did
when
you
I
did
got it.
you did it
Um,
smack you a little bit over here?
let's see. It says I should have gotten out on the double bottom there, but I got out at I think
This is the double
two
bottom
thirty
he's
six,
talking about.
236.48.
Oh, in the afternoon?
No, 200. Oh well, I'm. You gotta excuse me. I don't. I look at Weeble, but I
Right.
trade with Thinkorswim,
Okay. So do you
and
remember the
I mean
time that you got out?
I got the two charts up at the same time, and I noticed that um, uh, my my indicators, even though it's the 2 minutes, they're different
Mm-hmm.
on between Weeble and Thinkorswim. So,
Right.
and you know, I may be at one time it may be just crossing the 9 on say Weeble, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still above 9 on Thinkorswim, and I don't know how to get them paired up together. So
Um. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how that would work out. But do you remember what time you got out of the trade?
I could just no, I don't think it. I know it was uh, uh, probably 2 or 3 minutes later. I know that
Okay.
the amount that I got out at was 236.48, whatever that is.
How do you know what time you got in and don't know what time you got out, Pebbles? Talk to me.
Oh, well, I guess I could look and see, couldn't I?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll look at the monitor here and see when I got out.
I'm like, listen, if you don't want us to know when you got out, just say you don't want us to know when you got out. I'm like, I know he understands what I'm asking him.
Sell Apple. Okay, 9:04.
But
So
okay, so
it'll
9:04.
be 10:04.
It'd be 10:04 my time.
Yeah, and I
Okay,
got in at
all right.
10:01.
You got in at 10:01. You said 9:58.
Well,
All
it
right,
would be
so
it would be eight.
all right,
No,
so 10:01.
yeah,
Okay, that's right. You got in. You got out right down here,
yeah,
pretty much right down at the bottom of that.
right.
So that was good. Show of hands in the chat who believes him.
Well, no, I got in. I bought a put and the strike.
Stuttering. You know you got out of here.
I
You
bought.
got spanked. You
It
just don't
was
want
at
us to know.
360, and I got out at
Uh
370.
huh. Okay. Sweet.
So I lost
Well, at
$10 on
least
it. But
I like your entry there. I like your entry, and I think that that's a good trade. That's a good trade. It was a short trade. Unfortunately, I would have liked it to run longer for you,
yeah, me too.
but that was a good trade. Yeah, that was a good trade, though. That's the setup that we look for, gang, right there.
Yeah, I didn't even have a
If we go
chance.
through and look through here,
I didn't even have a chance to put
huh?
a. I didn't even have a chance to put a stop in
Put a stop in it. Yeah,
because
I mean that was a pretty short trade.
yeah, but
Apple was kind of choppy today. Look at this. I don't see too many opportunities for a perfect setup anywhere in here except maybe right there. You could get in here, but see, it's not separated from the 9. And no soon as it gets separated, it's already hitting high of day and headed back to the downside. No setup there. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Pebbles. We're cooking with grease now, brother. Look at that right there.
yeah,
Perfect setup right here. Right?
yep,
So, after all of this craziness here, okay, because we know right here is where you're going to have to sit on your hands and be patient. Just like Pebbles got out of that trade. Okay, you don't want to be sitting in this. Why? Because
stop.
look at these indicators. If you learn, yeah, if you learn to use these indicators, they're telling you this is chop suey. This is chop suey in here. So here is where you can begin to see the spaghetti dissipate and have separation. The first one to go always, and this is what me and F2 went over that time. The first one to lead the way is always the what? The 9, right? That's the scalper's indicator. The 9 is the
Oh
white
yeah,
indicator. So that's the first one that leads the way. The 21 is the second one that follows behind it, and then you have the 55. And even though right here they're still above VWAP, once this happened and all of these fell below VWAP, you were golden. So technically, your entry would be here
right,
because this is where the 9 went under the VWAP,
right.
right? So
And
this
there's
would be your
space
entry,
too.
and you,
For me,
yes,
there's space.
plenty of space right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, plenty of space. Got a little bit of consolidation right here, but the cool thing about this is you've got a lot of spinning tops right here, which means they were fighting, right?
right,
But all of this fight is still taking place under the 9, isn't it?
right. And even
And
when it
then you've
breaks
got,
through, it hasn't gone back very far to the
yeah, it hasn't hit above it at all. And then you've got more payday, right, coming through here. Stayed to the downside, stayed under the 9. The 9's separate. All of the indicators are separate. And then you have the engulfing candle set up.
right.
Shout out to Richard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to tell that this is an engulfing. Why? Because it engulfs the previous candle. You don't have a whole lot of body under this candle, but it's still, nevertheless, you've got body under there. You've got more green body to the downside and a hell of a lot more green. So this candle engulfed this candle. That's a signal for a reversal, right? To the upside, obviously,
Right.
because it was the green engulfing.
Yeah, I would have been out of that.
And that's exactly what it did. Yep, right there's your clue. Right here is where you should have been out if you took this trade. And then it stair-stepped up a little bit. And then another thing that Richard has gone over with us, you've got a 3-candle reversal pattern here, right? So it got up to the top. You've got a wick on the top here, and then you've got a doji, and then you've got a significantly longer Mariboso red candle to the downside, letting you know that, hey, I'm on my way to the downside. It broke through the 21, bounced on the 9. It didn't cross the 9, but it definitely broke through the 21 here, right?
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it under the 9 yet, so I wouldn't enter this as a put yet if it were me.
Neither would I.
Still rode along a 9. Yeah. Still crossing. And I think this would be an entry for a scout. What do you think?
I don't scalp, so I don't know. But I would, for me, it would have been, the next
Well,
candle.
we don't know it's a scalp yet. Yeah, because we don't know any of this yet.
Right,
So right here would be your entry because you don't know what's coming after that. But all you know is this is the proper entry. VWAP's still up here. Um, VWAP and 200 are up here. Then you're 55, then the 21, and the 9's leading the way. But then, we think we're going to get a nice big payday. But then this happens. So this I probably would not have gotten out on because this happens all the time and it's still under the 9. So this could have just been a pullback, right?
right,
But once you see this wick and this second confirmation candle pushing up to the 9, that right there would be my signal. That's like 3 soldiers or something that
right,
they call them. But I wouldn't wait for all of this. This is my confirmation candle to the upside right here. Because see the strength in them? They have a lot of volume in those candles. It's not like a little doji. No, these mean business. We want up. They have a lot of volume in them.
right.
That's how you can tell. These candles will talk to you. And you've got sellers pushing it up. You got all indications that it wants to go back to the upside, which it did. Looking for another setup. It looks like this was a setup to the upside, right?
Right.
So, but I wouldn't enter here. Why wouldn't I enter here?
Well, it's under the VWAP for one.
True. And what else is it under?
Well, it's under the 21. Under the,
And what else? What's this one?
I don't know, it's a purple line. Is that the 21?
No, the white one. The 9, right?
Oh, that's the 9?
It's still under the 9.
I thought the white was
The
the
9
9.
is the white one. Yeah, the white's the 9. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's what I just asked you, the 9. Yeah, I'm pointing at the 9 right here. The 21's up here.
right.
So, but it's still below VWAP, it's below 21, and it's below the 9. So this would not be a good entry.
No, not for
Right
me.
here is where government, yeah, right? Government cheese always calls this in Palm the logs laying across the river or laying across the track right here.
Hmm.
So at this point, anything can happen. It can still go back to the downside because technically it's still under VWAP, still under the 9, some of it. So you would not want to enter here. You wouldn't want to get your hopes up. Even though this looks good to the upside, this is where a lot of traders make mistakes, right? Oh, it's going to the upside. You don't really know that yet because these indicators aren't telling you that it's going to the upside. All you see is a few candles and you get happy, right? Then the sellers jump in and they start fighting back and forth. All of these are indecision candles right here. And you can see that because they're not going up or down. They're staying flat.
Right.
So they're fighting here, right?
Hmm.
But then a significant move happens to the upside. We've got this green Maribozo candle that has now entered the game over top of the 9, and the 9 has crossed over the 21.
Right.
Now, would you enter here or would you wait a little bit?
I would, I'd wait for a confirmation on the candle, or the 9 has crossed the V. I assume that's the V. I don't know.
No, this right here. Well, the candle has crossed over VWAP. It's tapped it. It hasn't officially gone over VWAP yet. But all that's happened here is the 9 has crossed the 21 and the candle rose above the 9. That's all that's happened.
Oh, okay.
It's still not a confirmation.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't get
still not a
into it.
confirmation. Yeah,
I'd
good
wait.
deal.
I'd wait for at least 3 more candles.
Yep. Right here. Right?
Yep.
And see here, this would be a nice scalp because if you get in here, you're already above the 9. The 9 is above the 21. Even though it's under VWAP, you could get a scalp here, right? Because you've got all these candles that have led you to believe it's going to the upside. Well, here it's continuing to the upside. So you could get into this with the mindset of a scalp, not sitting in it. Why? Because it's still under VWAP, right?
I guess so.
Still under VWAP, still under the 200. So if you don't, if you get into a call and it's under VWAP, what's going to happen to you? It's going to come down at some point, right?
Yeah,
So,
it could come down too on the on that blue line there too. So
yeah,
that's why I would wait
the
for
21,
for
yeah.
me. I don't scalp, so I would just wait for the confirmation over
Yeah,
the
this
top.
is not a definition. Yeah, this is not the definition of the setup that we're looking for. This would be a quick scalp. But a lot of people would get fooled by that, right? And if you're a scalper, you can get in that, ride it up. But that is not what we call a perfect setup.
Right.
So, and this could have shot back to the downside anywhere in here. This is what Government Cheese says. He doesn't get into trades like that, no matter how good. This is what you call it still cooking. It's still in the oven. It's still cooking. It's not done yet. Looks like a nice trade, and yeah, you could make some money from here to here. But anywhere in here, you could get your face ripped off because all of these candles are technically under VWAP, and it could turn back the other way. Hell, the 9 isn't even over the 200 in here, but yet it's still to the upside. So this is how some traders get fooled into thinking, okay, yeah, I'm going to make a shit ton of money here, and they stay in it. So then here's the proof in the pudding. It wasn't over VWAP, so look what starts to happen. You still got a bunch of chop going on, right? Still no setup here. Still no setup. Bingo! We got setup, guys.
Yep.
It's not a long one, but you've got the 9 that has now risen above the 21, which has also risen above VWAP right here. And you've got candles above the 9 right here. So at minimum, you could ride at least this portion of it, right?
Right.
But something that would make me skeptical here, Pebbles, is all of these dojis. I don't like the ride dojis because there's no volume in
Right.
the candles.
Right.
There's no conviction to the upside in these candles, which shows right here. So if there's no conviction, chances are it's going to come to the downside, which is exactly what it did. And then you've got the red Maribozo crossing back down under the 9, back under the 21. Still not a perfect setup to the downside, even though you could have an early entry in here because of these confirming candles. But personally, this is the setup right here.
Right.
Your setup is not until this area here, where the 9, the 21, and the 55 have gone under VWAP. This is still too close. It can pop back up. But here is where the separation happens. So here is your entry.
Right.
Perfect setup. And look what happened. You would have made a shit ton of money between there and there.
What time was that?
Well, looks like end of day, right? Let me see exactly what time. Whoops. All right, so this candle here That is 342. So
Okay.
if you're in Weeble, you could do it, but if you're in Robinhood, you can't because Robinhood shuts you off at 3:30.
Right.
But I think you can trade up to 4 o'clock on Weeble, and I know Spy you can do up to 4:15. So you could have rode this for like 15 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then comes down here, bouncing off this level here. Not really telling you to get out yet, but I wouldn't stay in it because to me this looks like a 3 candle reversal right here. So I'd most likely be out here.
And 1228, there was a nice run.
1228.
Well, it could be 1128. I don't know, or it could be 1328. You know.
Right. Let's take a look at Meta.
One thing I got all my clocks are
You got
different.
all what?
I said all my clocks are different.
Oh, your clocks are different.
All
Why
different.
are they different?
Top of my computer says it's 5 p.m. and Weeble. Oh, I guess that's right. I guess I got them
Wow,
all
Meta.
synchronized now.
Meta is a perfect. The whole trade for the day is a perfect cup and handle. You see that?
Yeah.
That's Meta for the day. That is literally the epitome of a cup and handle. I mean, that's like crazy. It started out up here, comes down, curves, which I got paid on this morning, and got out down here, comes back up to the brim of the cup, does a pullback, which creates the handle right here at this level. And these lines were put in here before today. So it respected these lines. It traded right within these lines.
Mm-hmm.
And so it did a pullback, which is the handle, and now it's shot back to the upside.
Right.
So that's your cup and handle. Now right now it's consolidating, but it did do what it was supposed to do. This is a bullish pattern right here. So I'm curious to see what Meta does overnight, because we may have some upside tomorrow. It's like a setup for tomorrow. Anybody else want to come up here and try to find a perfect setup? Let me go ahead and put the link down there again for you guys, just in case you can't find it. Stream link, copy. Paste. There's the stream link reinserted. Joe Pink said yes and yes.
That's good and good.
There's two of them. Vinny, you should come on up and hang out for a few minutes.
And get Pappy D to come up too.
What's up, everybody? Pappy D, what's happening? DJ Vinny, Gilly, what's up? How come you guys are hanging out down there? Bring your asses up here on the panel. Thank you. What up, girl?
Okay, listen. Mark wants to know why Pebbles doesn't have program stops in his trades.
Why I don't have what?
Why he doesn't have program stocks and what?
Stops in his trade.
Oh,
Well, if I
Like,
knew how to put a program stop in, I would.
okay, so are you using Turbo Trader? What are you using?
Um, yeah, I've got the Turbo Trader.
Okay, so you just program it in on your Turbo Trader. I can't walk you through that right now, but I can in the morning. Or Dawn can maybe.
Yeah.
no, I don't use Turbo Trader.
So if you go to your Turbo Trader settings, it should have a stop loss button, and you can put in like 20%, 30%, 40%, or you can put in a dollar amount. Right? And
What?
the Turbo Trader settings for
On.
stop loss. Weeble.
Oh.
Are you really trying to go over that right here and now, Maria?
No,
No,
Mark
no, no.
McShee asked me to come up here and ask Pebbles
Well,
why he didn't have.
he asked you to ask Pebbles. He didn't say try to help him set it up. We ain't got time for that. We'll be here all
We'll be
day.
here
Let's
all
go.
day.
Okay, good call.
Let Mark.
You're right.
Let Mark set him up.
Even Mark doesn't
Let
want to
Mark-
do it. I know. It'll take not all day. It'll take all night.
Better put in a help desk ticket.
Oh, don't tell
Mark
him to do
has
that,
patience, Pebbles. He has patience.
You
I
are
know.
delusional. He does not.
I mean,
He
Bruno
does.
does too, but they've had their fill of me.
Mark has no patience. He fools you people.
What platform are you using, Pebbles?
Well, I was on Thinkorswim this morning until my screen froze, and so I had to take it out and put in a new one to come back up and go back in, and then
You're
I could get
adorable.
out because it just froze up.
Yeah, I don't know
couldn't
shit
go.
about that platform.
Yeah, I
so
know,
I'm no help at all.
and I don't know.
I just wanted to be clear about that.
I don't know how to set up.
I have
I will
Thinkorswim,
also.
but it is definitely not simple. Thinkorswim is crazy.
Gilly is
Breathe, Don.
crazy.
Well, if it's Weevil, I'll walk you through it quick, but I don't know shit about that other one.
He said, let me just be clear about that.
Okay, so I have not said a curse word, but Gilly has. I just want
Gilly's
to lay
always
that
saying
out.
curse words.
What did I say? I didn't say anything.
You said the S word. I'm gonna keep a little
Not up
tally
here,
over
not yet.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
did
I
he?
am. Little tally.
Said
I got
the
this.
what word?
The
Shit.
S word.
S word? What are we, 12?
Dawn.
You said the capital of all cuss words yesterday, and you told me to go do it.
It's not my fault. It's my favorite word. I don't know how it
Yeah,
happened.
you do say it well. You was
It's
like,
my-
this
it's
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You say
It's
she
my
said it
favorite
to you
word,
last
too.
night. Which one are you talking about?
It's my favorite word too, but Jesus was listening yesterday and he didn't appreciate
Oh. Mm.
Well, I'm glad
Y'all are
that you
crazy.
have a direct line to Jesus, Gilly.
it.
I'm gonna follow in your footsteps.
Shout we all.
Oh.
Oh man. Well, I did something stupid today. I probably shouldn't admit. I broke even today.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, after being up $500, no, it wasn't. I should not have sat in Meta the way that I
Oh,
did.
somebody sat
We
and
must
something
be
they weren't
sisters.
supposed
I
to.
gave some back. I didn't give it all back, but I gave some back, and I was.
I'm
really
so
frustrated.
pissed at myself.
Yep.
And then I ended up $70 in the negative. And then I went over to IWM and got the 70 back on that little run up between
Sounds
like
like
2,
you
3,
don't
and
have
3
a
o'clock.
stop loss set up in your automatic trading.
Are we back on that? Are we back on that? I had
Gilly,
stop
somebody's
set
finger
up.
wasn't on
My
the
stop
trigger.
loss
Very
is
loose.
what saved me from giving it
My
all back,
stops
because I
are
would
loose
have.
though. Yeah, my
I would
stops
have.
are really loose. I have them, but they're really
How
loose.
loose? Like what?
50
Like what
50%.
Whew, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no, it's
brave.
steep. It's steep.
Yeah, you got
Because
you
I
got
want to have them in, but I just don't want to get stopped out too quickly. I move them up, but I keep them at like right around between like 50 and 30.
Just
So
so you know, Don,
why did you hold on?
you need to use a stop.
yeah.
Because I was being greedy,
Greedy.
and
Isn't that what I
I
said
had
this morning?
I
Didn't I say
still
that
have
this
my
morning?
greedy moments. Yep, I'm
So
still
you know
working on
what?
me.
You know what I was really proud of myself today is that
What?
because I was so green this morning, I set my
Uh huh.
stops tighter in the afternoon. So I had a 10% stop. And I got stopped
Okay.
out. I gave up 10%, whatever. Like, but I was still overall very green. But once I'm
Nice.
green, I tighten my stops because it is greed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got great.
Yeah, but who
This.
the
You know
hell?
what's fun? Is
Who
we
isn't
know
greedy?
how to trade, dude. We know we right. Who's not greedy? We know we can identify that it is our attitude and things that we're doing discipline wise is why we didn't make money. It's not even we can't make money anymore because we can. This is so crazy. But you gotta get disciplined. I gotta stop doing dumb shit like that because I've been doing really well, and every now and then I'll have a fallback, which it happens. But I'm like, damn, it's
Turns out
$500
you're
like
human.
nothing. You know how
I
long it would
mean,
have taken me
you
to
know,
make $500 before?
right.
I'd
No,
have been
I
sitting
made
way out of the
500 this
money.
morning, and then I was green on one of like on my shed, and then my runners I had to like really close in the stop, and I got stopped
Yeah,
out, and I gave back I think $40, but I can hang with that. Cool, no
yeah.
problem.
That's better than hundreds of bucks. Loss is a loss, but it's better than hundreds of dollars. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So what did everybody do? Did everybody make money or did everybody do dumb shit
Yes.
too?
Yep.
What'd you do, Vinny? I heard you 600 and what, 40 something?
639, 631.
Nice.
631.39. Yes.
And you did the smart thing because you took your green. I was right around the 5 at
I
that point when I heard you say that.
see. I already had it mapped out at a certain level, and when it came
Yeah.
down to 578.17, and I knew it was going to go past there, so I had 572.84 marked out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I got out at like 575.
Okay, so
I didn't.
here's
I
my
didn't let
thing.
it go the other $2 or $3.
Okay. So as far as marking it out, I did the same thing with Meta because you see my Meta screen. I got all that shit marked out, and I had that blue line. Remember this morning I showed Nate Government Cheese that blue line. So I
Yeah.
was thinking that it was gonna head down there, dude. The L2 was showing 613, 602, like it was flashing those levels. I'm like, holy shit, it was halfway there to 611, which is that blue line. I'm like, it's gonna hit this thing today. That I formed a bias based on that. And when I saw it go up and then it came back down, I'm like, I knew it. Yes. And then it went right back up. And I thought it was going to come back down again, and it never did. So that's what caused me to, yeah, do
So
what I
let me
did.
ask you a question, Dawn. You get in at the 9, right? So once you're
Yeah.
in the trade, what else? What else are you looking at?
I'm looking at the same exact setup that Nate is. Hold on, I'll show you. I'm looking at, oh, I keep saying his name, Government Cheese. I'm looking at the exact same thing. I'm waiting for setups. Whose dog is that?
Vinny, do
Is
you
that
not
Winston?
trade IWM anymore?
Not right now. No,
Okay,
not
I've
till.
heard you talking a lot more about SPY, so I was curious.
Yeah,
Hey
not
Vinny, you
until
see this
the.
cup and handle on Meta?
Yeah.
Look at that shit, right? The whole day formed a cup and handle. Isn't that
So,
cool?
is that just your 9?
No. Hold on.
What's the blue line?
The the blue
Blue
line
is
is
the
the
200.
21.
Oh, I thought it was the 200. Oh, the Carolina blue is the 200, right?
Right. Yep.
All right. So once you're in the trade, what's your next line that you're looking at? Are you looking at the candles? You're looking at L2. What are you looking
Yeah.
at?
Let me find what time I got in
Well, the setup doesn't include any more EMAs because you want the 9 to either be above or below everything.
Right. But the 9 can be above, but everything else could be under.
Exactly, because the 9 is above everything.
But if your 9 is above, what I'm getting at is if your 9, is that my phone making that noise?
Nah, that's Maria's mic.
Oh, I'm
Alright, I got
sorry.
it
I'm
at
sorry.
941.
If the
Okay.
Is that
okay,
better? I think it's my volume. Is that
I
better?
think it's mine. I hear crackling every time I talk. You guys don't hear that, do you?
Yeah, we do. It's Maria's mic. I'm used to it though.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
I don't even hear it hardly anymore
Yeah,
because I'm so
I don't
used
hear
to
it
it.
now. So anyway, what I was trying to say, if the 9 is above everything else, right, and the 9 is making a direction up, let's say your VWAP is still down, your 200 is still under you. What is the next thing you're looking at?
Okay, hold on. Where are we? I did something today that I don't normally do. I got in a little bit early. Okay, so I got in at 9:41. Shit, I'm on the 2 minute. I'm looking for a continuation. All right. See this up here? 9:41. 37, 39, 41. Okay. That is the candle I got in on right there. Right? Look what this is
Where
what
you
I'm
at?
looking for.
Okay, I
I'm
see it. I see
Yeah,
it.
this is the candle that I got in right here. I didn't get in on this one because I don't like it on the line. It has to go under the line. I should have probably waited here, but I went on ahead, and this is what I mean. Normally, I would have waited for this candle, but I got in on this one, right? Because look at it.
Right.
Everything is all separated. The 9 is going down. The 21 is up here. 55's up here, and they're all under VWAP. So I don't worry so much about the 200 as long as all of these indicators are under VWAP. I don't get in the trade until it happens. The 9 is not good enough for me. I need all of them to be under VWAP. I need it to look just like that before I get in it. And I don't give a shit
Right.
how long I gotta wait for that to happen. So no, all this was I wasn't getting in that, and this is why
So did you
I was
run that whole
yeah.
EWL?
Uh, I got out way too late, Vinny. This is what I'm saying. I all this.
Oh no.
I was in all of
No.
that. I didn't. Let me get the time I got out of this shit because oh, that was so
How
stupid.
many did you have? Just one?
Yeah, I
You have
just
just
had
one?
one. Yeah, I
Okay.
paid 900 and what I pay 9. It was a 930 strike, and I paid 980 for the contract.
Mm. And you let that son of a bitch come back that far? Darn.
So, but
I'm
you
gonna
know,
come to your house and smack
I
your
was like,
fingers.
dude, I was like 4 out of the money, and I ended up like 3 in the money, and
So
I'm
you
like,
totally missed the double bottom then.
but
You
see,
didn't see that double bottom right there?
no, I did. This is where I would
Oh,
normally
okay.
get out, and I was telling Jen, I said, see, this is where I would normally get out, right? But then it does this shit. And see, look what I did. I let myself form a bias based off of past shit when I got out. Remember the day I was like, oh, I left all the money on the table. And here I do, thinking that because I got out here before, that's how I made the money before. I didn't do that today. And
Right.
I let it get
So
all the way to hell up in this region. And then I finally got
so
out. I remember this is
that's
where
a
I
good
got out.
learning.
Yeah, because
That's
it
a
was
good
that
learning
VWAP.
process for everybody. If you
This is
trust
where
your indicators, right, and you're trusting your candles and you're watching your candles and your indicators, you should have long been out of that.
Yeah, definitely. And remember where I said I thought it was gonna come back down? It faked me out. When it got up here, I'm like, it's still under VWAP, it's still under VWAP, it's still under VWAP, Dawn, it's still under VWAP. I was like,
Right.
yes! I knew it was gonna do what I said it was gonna do, and what that fucker did. As soon
Yeah.
as it got here, it was too late. I'm like, I'll be damned, and I
Mm.
got out of it here.
Yeah, that was
So
greed.
yeah, took all that shit back. I'm like,
Yeah, because every time
took
you said
all of it back.
you thought, that's telling
Yeah,
me you're forming a bias. You got to
yep.
trust your indicators.
Yeah, it started getting topsy turvy right here. I stopped looking at that. I started seeing green and greed and stopped looking at the trade.
So you were looking at a
I cannot
possible cup.
believe you stayed in that long, girl.
You were looking at
Oh
a
yeah, that
possible
ain't
cup
nothing.
and handle, weren't you?
No, I wasn't even thinking about that. All I kept thinking was it was
Right.
going to ultimate, especially when I saw this, I was thinking that it was coming down to here. Cuz I mean, dude, this is
You were
611 down
thinking, but
here.
it was telling you, I'm fixing to turn around and go up. You ready?
But I've seen it do this before and then continue to the downside several times. It didn't just do it once, it did it like 2 or 3 days on me.
But
So,
John,
but
you
I
have to
got
get
out there.
out on the indicators you can get back
I
in. And
know.
I know
I
you
know.
couldn't because the contract price was high, but you
Right,
have
right.
to take your money, girl.
I
You got to
know,
take the
Your
man.
profit.
money.
Oh, I know. I know.
You got your hand caught in a cookie jar.
I sure did, honey. 500
Well, that's
fucking
all right,
dollars
baby. At
down the
least you broke
drain.
even. At least you broke even and you can do it again tomorrow. Just pay
Yep.
attention to your indicators. Let them
You
tell
are
you what it's going to
mine
do.
tomorrow, Meta. You are mine. You hear me?
No, and I had so much bias today also. Like I did end up making money on a call.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, a call is not gonna happen today. Like it is down. But a call happened. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
On
the
where?
bias towards the upside for me. But
TSM.
I ended up making money on it and I was happy about that. And then it tanked the rest of the day, which was cool. But I didn't make money on that because I was already too skittish. And like I said, I just moved my stop really close. Like
Mm-hmm.
because I've already made my money. Like I am super happy.
What
So
was
I'm
you in,
not
Em?
gonna do what?
What were you in?
Oh, I was in spy.
Oh, okay.
What? I
I,
never
I
hear you say that.
I know, but I've told you when I see like a straight directional path, I
Mm-hmm.
will go for spy because you can make. I don't know. I
That
don't
is
want to say
nice.
these things out loud because it's not the right thing to tell
But we
people.
know.
But
We know, Em. We
right,
know.
and so yeah, on the way down, I made great money, and then
Yeah, that's
I did get
nice.
out at the bottom. I shed at what I thought was the bottom, and then I shed again at the actual bottom, and then I was all the way out. But
That was a
when I
beautiful double bottom reversal at
right,
172.45. Yep.
yeah, and then it did a third time, by the way.
Yeah, look at that.
But I
Yep.
was like, I'm happy, and I even text you and was like, I'm happy, cool. And then I wanted to get back in because woo. And I was like, okay, well, I just have to have a super tight stop because I've made my money. And so I just like my stop was tighter than usual. Mine's always set at 20%, but I had it at 10.
Right.
I wouldn't even touch this. I wouldn't have even touched that. Isn't that crazy? I would have missed all that. I wouldn't have even touched it because it's not the setup I look for.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so
But it was a beautiful double bottom.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
Beautiful.
it was.
in when it got above the 9, right before that big gamma candle, and I sold on the second big ass gamma. Oops, I cursed. Dang it. The second big gamma
Cha-ching.
candle.
This is a good trade though. It's just not. It's below
Right.
VWAP, so that's why I wouldn't have gotten it. But this is
I
a
just
really good
didn't
trade.
trust it.
Yeah.
And that's why I got out, and then look what this heifer did. Is heifer a cuss word? I don't think so. Look what this heifer did. Oh, okay. Harm codus.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Harm
There it
dorbs.
is.
Oh, wait.
There
No,
it
I
is.
wasn't in until after VWAP. So that was my run right there.
There's the setup.
Yeah, that's where I got in, but then I got out on that pullback and then watched the heifer go. She keep going.
What's Yeah, but see, that really shouldn't have been enough to spook you out if he
Yeah,
was
look
in
at
calls.
that.
That first pull,
I agree with you, Vinny, but the trend, like to me, because the trend was so down, I just didn't trust any upside. And like I
no,
said on the Zoom, I was like, I'm profiting from this, but I don't trust it like at all. And
but here's the situation. Here's the situation. You do 20 to 40% wiggle room. There's your. That's probably not even 7% move right there
I
from
had
that
a ten
little trade of a
percent
dip.
stop. I
Look,
got
that little.
stopped out back before where she's at right now.
Oh, so you
Right
weren't
over
in
there.
off of the double bottom. Where'd you get in?
I got in after VWAP. I follow the rules. I'm
After
a
V.
rule follower.
After V what?
After it crossed or went over top of you.
13, 15? 13, 15?
I don't know.
That's
I
when
don't
it's.
remember.
Yeah, that's when it
No,
first. Second time
this is
across.
yeah. Keep going backwards.
The first time across at
Yeah,
12.25.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's still not your 20 to 40 move
No,
if you're doing a call.
I didn't get in the first time. I got in. See, right? I can't make your phone. I can't make it bigger. I got in right at the second cross of VWAP, right there.
13,
That
Right over
13,
third
there.
green
14.
candle that you can
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I got
Right up
stopped
there.
out on those red candles that
Right here.
pulled down at the top right there.
Oh, okay. I'll see. I'll see what you did.
And
Okay.
Joe Pink, I have to tell Joe Pink this real quick. So my mom always called me a heifer. I didn't know what it meant. Okay, like growing up, mom would be
My
like,
aunt
"You're a
called me
heifer,"
one.
or "Come here, heifer,"
That's-
or
My
whatever. It was
aunt
like a
called me
term.
that.
It was a term of endearment. I didn't know what it
Mm-hmm.
meant. Okay, so I go to school one day and I'm like, "Hey, heifer," and literally almost got my butt kicked. And I I call my daughter heifer, like it's like a term of endearment. But then she figured out what it meant. And she's like, "Mama, stop
Jill
calling me
Pink,
heifer."
I so agree. Oh my gosh.
But I didn't grow up around cows. I have no fucking freaking clue what a heifer is. Okay, and anyway, so yeah, you're right, Joe. It depends on who you're talking to, and yeah, there's heifers like they are
Yeah,
that's-
that's what
cool,
my aunt would say heifer. It wasn't no ER on it. She'd say, yeah, heifer.
right? It's just like the yeah. I know. My mom, she was steady calling me a heifer.
She'd see somebody on TV. Look at this heifer. I'm like, what?
I'm so glad you can relate because other people are like, "What?" I'm like, my mama used to
Yeah.
use. She called me that
Yup.
all the time.
Look at this heifer walking across the street with those shoes on. I mean, she would just say it. I would hear it so much as a kid. I would
But
hear
I
it
don't
so
feel
much as
like
a
that
kid.
she meant nice. See, my mom always said it as a term of endearment. Like, I don't feel like your mama meant it that way. Maybe I should I should check in with my mama, make
The
sure
same
that's
way
what she meant.
my mother used to call me and my sister cows. You two cows better come here. Those, I guess that's a term of endearment too, huh?
Well, a heifer is a cow.
Maybe that's why she switched it up to cow.
only if it's one of those cute little ones, right? That like sit on couches and shit.
yeah, baby heifers.
A cow sitting on a couch? Cow couch.
Oh, I will send you the TikToks. I will change your algorithms, honey.
Oh, change my algorithms. Change them.
She said you're gonna have the heifer algo.
Hefalgo.
The hefalgo.
The Hefalgo. Gilly, what's up? Why you keep going out and coming in? You losing connection or something?
Who, me?
Getting phone calls.
Oh.
I'm
Okay,
popular
but
today or something.
we need to say a little prayer for like Bucko and all those people in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. There's some crazy tornadoes. Bucko had to
Oh.
cut short because he's out of power right now. So just
Oh man.
little yeah.
Thank you for reading those and
Since
keeping
you
us
have a
posted.
direct line, Gilly, could you send all the prayers up, please?
Yeah. I already did it.
So my
Buckle,
second
you're not pressing.
my second trade today was TSM. If you'd like to pull that up,
Sure, Vinny, I'll pull it up.
I,
Let's
I
see.
rode those both ways because I had straddles that I bought on one day,
Well,
and
Yeah,
it
just
hit.
stuck inside
It
overnight.
hit.
Hey,
It hit
Ange.
right
See
on
you
it.
later,
Yeah.
sweetheart. Before you dip
oh,
out.
how did you know? How did you know?
I feel you. I am an. You know. You know
I'm
that.
about to peace out too.
Well,
Love
this
you.
heifer is gonna go get ready to do some futures trading. Y'all have a good night.
You is a heifer, not a
Moo.
heifer.
She going to graze in the futures.
I might
Yep.
dip in there tonight just to listen
Go
to you
Me
guys. Are you
too.
still on the live chat, or there's no Zoom, is it?
Oh yeah, live chat will be picking up here pretty soon. There's speeches going on tonight, so we'll be in the futures here in a little bit if people aren't already. So
And what is that? You said it's live?
yeah. So it's just like it's very similar
Like the
to the
Apple
Apple chat, but we focus on about 4 or 5 tickers in there, and yeah. So it's an adventure. It's a good
Is
time.
that freebie or you got to be a member for the futures?
You got to be a member.
Okay.
Yep.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Damn,
Yep.
Vinny, you made money on that. All right, honey. I know your timing.
She's gone.
She gone.
Mic drop. She's gone.
She gone. Vinny. Wow.
She's
Yeah,
moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was awful funny yesterday. It was all over the news about them spending $100 million in Arizona and this, that, and the other. And I had been talking about that, remember, back in January, that they were going to be putting a plant in Germany and Arizona so that they could get out of the hot spot that they were in. So, of course, with the news yesterday with Mr. T and stuff like that, it was all over the news. They had a live thing on TV yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, it's going to drive tomorrow," and sure as shit, it drove.
Wow.
Didn't form a bias, just went with the trade, trusted my indicators, let it ride.
Wow, this is that's a good trade right
Now,
there.
knowing where this stock just came from, now it's a matter of how long it's going to take to get back up there. But I think I might do some out to the next earnings and play that on the next earnings play because that has a long way to come back. So I'm going to give that a lots of time to come back up there. Remember when I used to trade this when it was 119?
Yep, I do.
Yep. And the contract started getting expensive.
Wow.
Is
It's almost time to be looking at Burlington Coat Factory soon.
oh my God, that makes me think about Ted.
That was a 3-day run I made on that. That was awesome.
I know you kicked ass.
Yeah.
Vinny, oh, okay.
Yep.
There it is. What the hell? I get so.
So
freaking confused with
tomorrow's
you
I
guys,
think I'm
you know.
gonna take it out a little bit. All depends on what he says tonight.
Oh,
If he hopefully he makes it about the economy, not by
right.
I ain't even getting into it, but he needs to pivot to get this market back going again.
Mm-hmm. So what's going
Amen
on
to
with these
that.
with these checks everybody's supposed to be getting? When's that supposed to be happening?
I don't know. Same time the prices were supposed to come down, and the gas prices were supposed to come down, and the groceries were supposed to come down. Well, I understand it
Crazy.
does take time. It takes time to get the pipeline back together because it was
It
almost
does.
fully dismantled. So
Yeah.
it's got to be put back together. It's got to be brought back online. I mean, you could be talking a whole nother year
Yeah.
before we see it happen. But optimistic people are like, why isn't it done now? Why not now? Now.
Well, I mean, yeah, it takes time, you know.
Yeah.
Like you said, it takes time to get all that together.
You know, I wish they'd run one of them lines right by my house. I wouldn't have to pay so much for it. Just get it right out the tap.
You guys ever see them lawyer commercials? Those lawyer
Which one?
commercials. It's my money and I want it now.
Right.
Ever
Mm-hmm.
since there's word of that $5,000, that's all I hear.
Mm.
It's my
Oh,
money
shit.
and I want it now. What?
Oh shit! Did anybody catch that? Remember that Cadell or Canal Therapeutics that we all played at one time? It was a hot stuff pick.
What's that? CADI or something?
CADL. I just flipping through the news here. They got a target price range to $25 from $20.
Nice.
Right.
$5
Yeah,
chunk.
what was that? Yeah. Wow. Now, see, when we have a down market like this, if you go back and look at where these stocks came from,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like this, the one we're talking about, that was up at $14.30 last time I traded it. Now it's down here $7. So you got all that play to play once everything gets turned around. Same thing with Ford. Ford's at a beautiful buying point right now. Beautiful,
Where's it at?
absolutely.
Where's it at?
$9.12. That's a beautiful spot right there.
Damn.
And take that for the long, get it for the divvy, get all that shit out of it when it starts going back up again. This is what I mean. New traders and stuff like that. Stocks that you like, go back and look where it was, where it came from. With this massive drop that we're having, what are we up to? 10% now total.
Mm-hmm.
And our reaction is 25, so we've still got a lot of them to go besides too. But I think a lot of that's going to hinge tonight and Friday when Jerome speaks. But just take a look at your favorite stocks. Look at how far they've fallen. There's money to be made out here. Big money. And you all had the tools to do it. Everybody's got the tools to do it. Right?
Yep. Absolutely. That's so funny. I'm looking at Maria writing absolutely. Oracle, identifying the problem is the first step. That is absolutely right. Just like with the whole greed thing,
Yep.
So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close it out, fellas. Thank you guys for coming up. Thank you all for coming up and hanging out and making this a really fun show. I love your faces.
You
Love
make
you
it
too,
fun.
Remember
Dawn.
what we went over.
Don, you make it fun.
And Pebbles, trust the
No, you
process.
make it
Trust
fun.
your
Gil.
trust your indicators and trust what you're looking at. Don't
Yes.
form a bias. Let it tell you, or it's showing you. All you got to do is read it. Don't go biased about it. Just read what you're looking at, understand what you're looking at, where it's going, and ride that wave.
That's it. And don't hold on too long.
Yes.
Out of
Don't hold
greed.
on, Don, because I'm coming to your
When I was
house
in the-
next time you do it.
Coach is
Don't
going to
want-
make steaks on my lawn.
And
And I
don't,
don't even eat
and
steak.
don't look at squirrels. Leave them alone.
Squirrel.
Yeah, leave the shiny squirrels alone.
Pick one or
Bye.
Yeah, there
Bye,
it is.
Sparky. Look, Sparky's trying to compete with Winston, Gilly, you see?
What the hell's Sparky?
Sparky. Look at Sparky.
What
Show him
is that?
Sparky,
Sparky.
Pebbles.
Dog. I see it.
See, Billy, you got a dog, I've got a dog.
Yeah. Good. It's good to have a companion. It's
Absolutely.
man's best friend.
Yep.
Even if it is a toy.
That's
Peace
right.
and blessings, y'all. Everybody have a
Boy,
good night.
Terrier.
Peace and blessings. Y'all have a good night.
Dude, Benny.
Later.
Later, Pebbles.
All right, how do we get on here?
Please follow the rules. Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day. Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times.